Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to share quickly what I'm learning in this season. With all that getting understanding. And so on last night, my son was crying and crying and crying, wanting to get our attention. And so I got up and I began to talk to him. Give me just a second, son. Give me just a second. I began to talk to him and share with him that his crying cannot get our attention. At least it can't get the attention that you're needing. You have to begin to open your mouth, use your words, so that we can understand what is going on with you. Oftentimes we are like that. We won't communicate well with our fellow brother and sister. We don't communicate well with one another. And because of that, they don't have a good understanding of what it is that we're needing. They don't have a good understanding of what it is what we're saying, because we're speaking in a language that is foreign to them. And so we've got to work on our communication skills. We've got to work on how we, talk to one another, because oftentimes when we try to communicate and we're maybe frustrated, when we try to communicate when we're feeling like we're not heard, what we tend to do is we may use words that are non-communicative. We use words that are hurtful. We use words that don't mean well for the other party. And lots of times it sounds like crying, where the other party can't receive it, cannot understand what we're saying, and they just don't receive it well. And so we've got to learn in this season how to communicate, because we've got to be able to get an understanding of one another. We have to be able to say how we feel, and then once we say how we feel, then we can be ready to be receptive of the feelings of the other party as well. So all the time we're not going to get what we're wanting, but at least we get an understanding. And so that's what we need in this season. We need to get an understanding. We all don't think the same. We all don't act the same. We all have not grown up in the same circumstances. And so because of that, I've got to get an understanding of where you are. You've got to get an understanding of where I am. And we've got to come to some type of mutual agreement to move forward together. But we have to get an understanding, because as long as, we're on two opposite sides fighting against each other and we don't have an understanding of how to move forward together, then we're not going to accomplish much together. So as long as we can get an understanding in this season, then we can move forward together. We can accomplish some things. We can get what we're needing done in this season. We can do more for one another and with one another. And that's what I was trying to share with my son. He's got to learn to communicate, because the crying does not, we can't hear that. We can't hear what you're needing in the crying. The crying is just, it's like mumbling, and it does not accomplish anything. And so you've got to learn to open your mouth, say what it is that you need, what your desires are. Open your mouth and say what it is that is hurting on you, or whatever it is that you're wanting. But we've got to learn to get that understanding with each other. And so we've got to learn to communicate in this season. So don't fly off the handle so fast. Don't just get upset and start yelling and screaming and however you try to communicate that's been ineffective, try to communicate in a way that I want to be able to just share my feelings and tell you how I feel. And I want us to be able to have a dialogue. And so when we can have a dialogue and I can be open to what you're saying, then we can communicate and have a good understanding and move forward. And so that's what I want to share with you today. I know I missed Free Day Friday yesterday, but today is Saturday, and it's still a good day to get a good understanding. And so I'm John.Crane, your fun and favorite realtor, author, and encourager. And if nobody's told you today, I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Peace.